Hi there, it's Elaine Lindsay of True Social Media, your host for Business Banter Plus TV. And thank you very much for joining us here. Today, I'm really excited to meet my guest. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi, Elaine. How are you, dear?
I'm great. It's really good to have you here. Now, as people who know me know, I'm into social media big time. But more than that, I'm super curious, which is why I do this show. And at True Social Media, we make social media and search optimization and online video training really easy for you to understand, digest, and implement in your unique business. Furthering that, on the show, we like to have our guests share their passions with you. And without further ado, I'd love to introduce my guest, Jennifer Clark. She's a dynamic professional public speaker, a workshop facilitator, and she assists others on personal and professional development using a holistic and conscious approach. Now, Jen has what's called Jen's Zen. She's been on Rogers TV. She has also had a monthly column with Tone Magazine that was also Jen Zen. And she also started out on CKCU Radio with an incredible show called The Namaste Show, Good News for a Change. Now, this will blow you away. She's done more than 5,000 interviews. We're talking everybody from Robin Sharma, James Redfield, Neil Donald Walsh, Bob Proctor, Deepak Chopra, Debbie Ford, Doreen Virtue. There is an absolute pile of incredible people. I know T. Harv Eker, Wayne Dyer, hopefully I'm not missing too many, but just an incredible history of amazing interviews. And I'm not done, okay? Jennifer is also a partner on the internet radio show, the Firestone Clark Report. And she continues to this day to contribute to a multitude of radio, TV, and print mediums. Here's what they say: energy mechanic, solutions provider, career navigator, creative catalyst, social architect, TV show host, book author, dream enabler, game changer, evolving human. And Jennifer herself says, helping you give wings to your dreams. Well, I am totally honored to have you here on the show. Thanks so much for joining me.
I'm almost wondering who you're talking about. I'm like, oh, who is that person?
I love that. And humble too.
Yeah, it's been, I feel old though, Elaine, because, I turned 46 this year. I started in 1998 to like what people call a wake up, or, the moment where everything starts to click, professionally starting in 1999. And I just, I have done a lot, and met some really interesting people, as you are, doing in your show here. So it's fascinating to me when you really allow the creative spirit. Inspiration is actually inspirado, Latin for in spirit. So when you let the energy flow through you, whether you're a business person, whether you're an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur, a mom, an executive, an author, an artist, it really doesn't matter, and that's where I get my buzz, my why is really helping people find their why, their passion that ignites them. It's the fire that's sort of cumulative and that really kind of combusts on itself. Frankly, sometimes you blow up. I'll be honest. I've, crashed and burned, as I know your story. We've had moments of accidents and, death, divorce, disease, disaster. These are sort of catalysts that the universe uses for people. So I'm very happy to meet your community and share a bit of me and why you and I do what we do.
Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, and it's interesting because we were actually both on the board for High Flight Adventures, which was a really interesting leadership camp for young teens that was involved around piloting aircraft. And that's, what I said today when I was posting about the show was, it's funny, we've orbited each other and we've talked, but we've never had a chance to really talk.
Right. No. Yeah. We're just too busy doing our own darn thing. We're flying by each other. you know. And let's go back to talking about Mike Bourgette's, you know, project. It was actually, I think he's okay me talking about this. I'm pretty confident. It was in a consultation, you know, that he was sharing with me this passion. And, you know, me being like sort of someone that can get things done, I said, well, why is this sort of in the air? Literally, like, let's bring it down to earth, make it real. And, you know, through several coaching and meeting people like yourself and other people that he met along the way, he realized that all these resources were within his grasp. And I you know, it was just, it made me sort of so proud that I could flick his switch. That's all I really did, is flick his switch. It was his idea. You know, I supported him, you know, becoming more clear, authentic, or, you know, true to that passion, giving him some tips on, you know, more goal setting and how to get the application of bootstrapping a business. But he met the investors, he met the people, he got the location. And to see that come to fruition from something that I saw in my head, something that someone spoke about, that then I could see kind of blow up in an intuitive impression, become a reality. This is the high of my high flight, you know, like, this is why I help people reach higher, or I hope I do. And my intention is for them to sort of make things come true, make their dreams real, so that other people could benefit from, you know, their good work.
And that is so wonderful. A perfect segue into what I was going to say was, yes, you actually do make the dreams come true, because I knew that when Mike was putting together the camp. And what was really cool for me is seeing the end result, seeing these young teens who came out confident and sure of themselves, and understanding that there's a bigger purpose. And all of them seem to, you know, understand the concept of service, and how we consciously further ourselves in this life. And, you know, Mike's got some more projects coming up, so a little hat tip to Mike.
Okay, yeah.
We'll definitely be seeing more from Mike as well. It must be incredible. And I know that having a why such as yours, getting to see that end result, getting to see what you envisioned for people, has got to be, oh my God, just the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, and you know, there's a delicate balance between, you know, being an intuitive, a business intuitive, a life strategist intuitive. These are words that are given to me. I actually don't want labels, because I really don't know what I do. I just help people, and that's, you know, that's the honest truth. But you know, social media, they want a box, they want something, you know, to sort of market from. Having said that, it's about allowing the person to discover and uncover their own ideas, flush it out to see, you know, is this viable? Is this right timing? And what I try to do is step back and allow the person to dream, but to see, you know, again, the viability, like, when should this be birthed? Is this, you know, a sequence? Should this be first before that? You know, who can I help connect that person to, or who do they know that can help grow this? So it's really like a strategist. I really get to map out people's, you know, ideas. I have my own, obviously, but it's a combination of, let's say, my team, my own knowledge, my team that I work with, and the client's own intelligence and wisdoms, and the client's own team. So, and then you work with the larger purpose of the planet, so the planetary purpose. So for things like Mike's project with children, you know, where youth development, mental health, a lot of people are working on work-life balance, because stress is killing people. Literally, cancer's on the rise. Why? Stress is high. Why? People aren't satisfied. People aren't supported. Divorce is on the rise. Why? People aren't communicating. They're bringing their crap to their marriages and their communication and their children. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you can add some light, some clarity, some direction, you know, to some tools. And frankly, I do most of my work as a healer, like as a an emotional cleanser, as shifting emotions, clearing emotions, balancing people. And it's not as woohoo as you think. I work with a chair. I don't have a table because my work tends to be more corporate driven. I don't want people to freak out that they have to lie down. Some people love that, of course, and me too. I love it. But I want my clients to know everything can be an internal journey, guided through my voice and envisioned within themselves, working on inside out. Life is lived inside out. And, if there's a problem on the outside, you got to shift something on the inside. And people are starting to get that. I'm actually going to DFATE Global Affairs.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's a lunch and learn. So it's not an official, but it's a start where they're looking at, holistic wellness, psychological wellness. Yeah. I've been brought in I have many clients at DFATE, many clients. My undergrad is in political science. My expertise is in exopolitics, which is more cosmological politics, which is other things, which a lot of people at DFATE are into and about. So it's interesting that, it's starting. Other corporations I have found have lead without title programs to inspire, individuals. So if you're lucky, your workplace might have one of these type of departments. It's usually through human resources or perhaps executive development, depending on what your level might be. But people are finding me, frankly, on their own. I mean, this is where I think a lot of the interest is: personal development. My life isn't going well. I need help. My career is stuck. I need help. Where can I go? Luckily, people like me, we're public. We're fairly easy to find. I had a TV show on Rogers for 2 years. I had the radio show on CKCU for 12 years.
Yeah.
So social media, people like yourself are helping people like me, be found in the world. And of course, you're doing your communications part here on Business Banter, which I really love, the whole Google platform, and, whoever invented that, awesome sauce, because more people are being able to reach and connect to information, the tools, the tips that they need. And I just think everyone needs to work on themselves now. I really know, I know this, that the shamans are posting this. The Cosmic Weather Report people, the intuitives are reporting this. The G20, the Paris bombings, the US elections, the recent Canadian election, the new Trudeau government. These are all important waves that we're riding out, whether you like it or not. Again, this is not about, your persuasion. If you want to survive, let's just be clear. It's not about your politics. It's not about, whether you think we should go in or go out or do this or do that. It's if you want to navigate, if you're a business, you need to survive and create, authentic language. This. If you're an individual in an organization, you have to know why you're there. You have to know your why. You have to know what you contribute. You have to know what your challenges are, so that you can work on them to make you a better person. Again, this whole concept of lead without title. If you're a parent with a child at risk, guess what? You're at risk. You need to go get some help for that child first, but also the family dynamic needs some support on some level.
Well, we don't exist in a Banter.
Right. And again, we don't want to get help. I mean, women, again, still are my largest customer base. Because they're more intuitive, they're more open, and they're more willing to ask for help. The male population is growing. So I run these sort of tune-up meet and greets once a month in Ottawa and Barhaven at the Prince of Wales Manor. We get anywhere from 50 to 100 people.
Oh, wow.
And what I've noticed that we're getting more men. Now, let's say 100 people, there really only is about 5 men. But the 5 are the right 5. They're going to communicate. They're going to talk to their wives, their partners. They're going to talk to their children. They're going to talk to their colleagues about solutions or books or webinars or all these other tools that I talk about in my tune-up sessions. By the way, they're open to the public. Anyone can come. They're only $10 at the door. The next one is actually next week, next Wednesday, December 16th in Ottawa at the Prince of Wales Manor. You can go onto my website to learn more about that, jenniferclark.ca. But they're great ways of allowing me to talk about, you know, what is happening in the world, what is happening with people as I see them. What are the themes that I see in my coaching clients? What are the themes that I see in myself? So right now the themes are emotional instability, feeling overwhelmed, feeling not supported, heard, or understood by, you know, loved ones or coworkers.
Right.
And then how to deal with difficult people. Difficult challenges come up, people, you know, conversations, how to remain centered, how to remain compassionate, how to remain neutral without like reacting. You know, in my psychology, we talk about responding versus reacting.
Yeah.
You know, which is difficult because, you know, we're human, and you poke me, I'm gonna go ouch. And it's to how to approach that ouch that's a little more elegant and professional and you know, kind, as opposed to like slam bam, you know, a reactive moment.
Yeah. It's interesting to me that oh, we're getting a little feedback. Did something change in your office there?
No.
Is your phone close or?
No, it's out of the room actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we get a little reverb, but it seems to have settled down, so that's good.
It could be the buzzing between my ears.
Yeah, actually, that's absolutely
it's
true. The zzz.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I deal with a lot of people in the States and have had a number of guests. One in particular, Sean Murphy, just came out with a book, The Optimistic Workplace.
Oh, wow, cool.
And they talk about yes, this title list, but you know, inclusive leadership and being able to have an employee culture that makes you feel valued and valuable.
Right.
Because we've become so driven, I believe, that we're all, you know, people who have young children. When there's more than one child, all of the children are doing all kinds of after-school activities, and you have to coordinate your schedule so everybody gets to where they're going. And you know, there's almost no time to breathe. We're filling up our waking hours so much that we have. It's in some cases it's in order not to communicate, and in others we just haven't left ourselves that time.
And I think, you know, the work tribe has replaced the school ground.
Yeah.
And so you go to kindergarten, you're 4 years old, 5 years old. The teacher says yes or no to you, validates you or not, gives you a report card, and slaps a label on you if you get a label. Or you're good, you're smart, or you're slow, or you need blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So again, you know, that just sort of extrapolates, unfortunately, gets, as you know, worse and worse and worse. And I think the school system needs a revamping. I really believe that. I work with kids all the time, and I'm concerned that in Ottawa, where you and I are from, there's actually a rise in homeschooling parents because kids have had such a violent, like not abusive, but emotionally destabilizing experience for their children, that they know that they're not going to be supported in a school. Now, I can't afford to homeschool. I would suck as a homeschool teacher. Like, personally, this is not my purpose.
No, me either.
I have always prayed out loud, like, let me have enough to support my child, whether that's private school or, you know, whatever it is. And he's getting near the age where next year he's going to go to something, like, or next year. So I am concerned about that, but I see it as a generalist. I see that we've allowed our bosses to project on us. We've allowed colleagues to tell us who we are. And again, it's the personal mission statement, Elaine. No one has taught children who they are. They've not allowed the authentic self to come through and say, I am good, I am strong, I am kind, I am, you know, funny, I am quirky, I am different. And owning the I am statements of the great Wayne Dyer book, And so when they go to these workplaces and schools and environments, you and I socialize at different women's groups. Same thing, hon. Same thing. The tribe tells us,
Yeah.
you know, who are you? And unless you have an identity internal, you can actually get caught up in this he doesn't like me, she doesn't like me kind of thing. And so it's first to go to the person. You know, do you know who you are?
Yeah.
And do you know why you're here? And if not, let's work on that. Even if you're 50 years old, 80 years old, I've got clients 3, I've got clients 83.
Yeah.
There's an excellent book I tell all my viewers and students. Read the book, Live the Life You're Meant to Live by Dan Millman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've interviewed Dan Millman a couple times on the show, and amazing, amazing author in general. But the book itself is designed to offer a very succinct life purpose review based on your birthday.
Oh, wow.
And for parents, the book is fantastic for multiple people.
Yeah.
It's about $30 new at a local bookstore, or you can go to the iTunes store and get the app for $12
Ah, okay.
for the techie people. Either one, you plug in your birthday, day of birth and year, and there's the formula, and you get a section that's quite intensive. Your challenges, your positives, your negatives, and life purpose. Now, I have consulted with about 8,000 people, give or take, you know, a few of that, lots of people. And I would say everyone that's read the book has felt it bang on.
Wow.
That it gave them some insight, some perspective of what kind of school to go to, what kind of courses to take, or what issues I need to work on for myself, you know, in my relationships. So it's a really easy, inexpensive starting point.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because, okay, like I'm a generation ahead of you. I'm a boomer. And I think a lot of it kind of started with us because our parents, they went through World War II. They were so busy trying to do better for us, give us more. It wasn't about who you were. Okay,
Yes.
when I was a kid, children were to be seen and not heard.
Right.
Okay, I mean that's what you learned. That's how you learned etiquette, to be polite as a child, was just to shut up and be a little something in the corner.
Yeah.
So, you know, our kids, which is your generation, are certainly more open and more apt to give their children more space. And then, you know, I have 2 kids. There's 9 years between them, and even the younger one has started, you know, this different approach with his child.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see the differences as they evolve. But I love to see people who understand that you have to imbue your child with the promise of whatever interests them, whatever they think they can do. You just have to support that. Now, as an adult, as they get older, we have to come to terms with, you know, I guess the boundaries that society puts on us and what have you. But when you can start early and allow the kids to have their I am statements, whatever they are, and nurture that, I think that's going to make a big difference in the long run.
I totally agree. And getting back to the adult, it's the inner child.
Yeah.
You know, when you're out of balance, what is your inner child? You know, you've neglected something of your childhood. Either it was neglected by your parents. Again, they may have been busy. They may have been absent. They may have been addicted. There may be some trauma. Lots of us have had, you know, sad stories, you know, to survive. So there's emotional trauma there. There's also, you know, living your parents' mistakes. I mean, I am a parent, and I'm telling you, every parent will screw up a child.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, we project it out. Even a conscious parent like myself, I know I'm doing it, and, you know, I'm trying not to, and it happens because when you get triggered to your lowest wound, you know, your youngest age. Yeah. You know, that's why those funny, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas movies come up where the adults come home and they revert back to age 12. Yeah. You know, because no one's really seeing them as evolved. And my parents do that to me too. Like,
oh yeah,
I can have clients like fly in to see me. Do you think my dad like gets that or respects that? You know, he's just happy I'm paying my bills and not asking him for money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he really doesn't get what I do. And I've always kind of joked about it, saying, well, if I'm on Oprah, I'll let you know, Dad. You know, like this is when Oprah had her show.
Yeah.
Just because I really didn't think he would understand, you know, this sort of intuitive, I've created my own job.
Yeah.
Which his generation, you know, he was God bless him. Like I'm not trying to vilify my dad. He's been my greatest teacher. Having said that, you know, he grew up, here's your job, 30 years, retire, pension, go to Florida, you know, and that's what he's about to do. And so for those of us who are entrepreneurs who want to do something else outside the box, it can scare a lot of people. And again, if I started to be an entrepreneur when I was married, I don't think I could do it. Like, you know, my husband married an entrepreneur. In terms of a self-employed, like really it's me and me. I don't have a corporate, you know, profile with me. Having said that, he got used to me working on Saturdays, or he got used to me being up at late at night, or he got used to me being on TV, or, you know, doing whatever I had to do. So it was easy when we met. Like I got married at 41. I'm having a lot of clients, you know, wanting to transition and having to negotiate with their husbands, their wives to say, okay, I'm different now. I want to do my yoga training, or I want to run this art class business, or I want to travel, or I want to go study in India or for a week or something. And you and I know, you know, when there's fixed resources, there's childcare, there's time off work, there's other things to do. You have to negotiate sometimes in a relationship what you can take for yourself. And this is where the individual can feel at a loss. The individual feels like it's losing because it's a mother, father, husband, wife, you know, hat. The hats that those hats sort of take over, and you know that being a grandmother yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, glamour.
Glamour. Yeah, exactly.
Glamour. Yeah.
So again, it's about looking at asking people what are their values. Like this is coaching 101. This is all about what is important to you. Then you want to look at who are you? I am ... So it's a very simple exercise. Start writing a list of I am ... So Elaine, I know I can pick on you. You are, Elaine is, so I am, say I am, and start giving me some adjectives.
Yeah, I am funny. I'm a grandma. I'm a mom. I'm knowledgeable. I'm
So excuse me, I want you to say it, excuse me, like this. I am. Own it. I am knowledgeable. I am funny.
Oh, see, that's it. Yeah, that's a really good point.
I am. Yeah. I am that I am. It's the highest statement you could ever make to the universe. It's Moses Code. It's the I am presence. It's the mystery schools. It's Wayne Dyer and everybody else that's come from beginning. Yeah. I am.
I am.
I am. So own it. When you say it, you got to own it.
Yeah. I am funny. I am knowledgeable.
Exactly.
And
you see how that's a container.
Joyous.
You've just created a container. I am an energy field. I am dynamic. Now, that is also why you really have to use caution when you're saying things like I am sick, I am tired, I am poor, I am broke.
Yeah.
You don't want to own it.
No. And
the I am statement is an ownership statement inherently in its makeup. So it's tricky because I've said I'm tired all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a mom. I'm tired. Well, I need rest is a better statement than I am tired.
Yeah. Because our thoughts do become things. And when you're making them that powerful, when they are I am statements, yeah, you are basically owning it. And that's a really good point. But one thing you have to tell people is, you know, even people like you who are immersed in your consciousness, we all mess up because we're human. Oh, yeah. You know, it happens that you have a day where you, at the end of the day, think, wow, I probably should have worded that better, or what have you.
Yeah,
the beauty is, you know, and I don't know, do you agree with this? To me, the beauty is, you know, you go to sleep. If you go to sleep knowing who you are and why you're here, when you get up in the morning, it's a whole new ball game. And you get to
If you
start.
do forgiveness, if you do forgiveness.
Yes, yes, that's a really good point.
Yeah, it is actually a spiritual alchemy. It is an act of spiritual meditation to forgive yourself and all others that have caused you harm in the day before you go to bed, and to reflect back on your spiritual center, which is your I am statements, like your personal mission statement. If you don't have a personal mission statement, make one up. If you don't have a professional mission statement for True social media or business banter or Jennifer Clark and Associates, then we better get one. Because the seed, the circle, you're going to draw a circle on a page. It is an organizing energy field that contains that mission statement that then births the energetic mechanics from which you create from.
Ooh, that's so good.
Yeah, and if you don't do it, you got to do it, and it's simple, simple, simple. So, for example, things like this, like when I was younger, I'm loud. I got told that to shut up a lot, or be quiet. I should say it's more polite. Be quiet. Well, I actually got told to shut up too, but I got told you piss people off.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I get told that that's just normal. That's just every day. I got told you make people uncomfortable.
Oh,
yeah. But if you reframe all those things, I'm a great coach because I piss you off so much that I poke the holes where the holes are. And again, I only needed one husband. I only wanted one guy. So when I was dating the hundreds of guys I did, in my, youth from 18 to 41, I didn't fit them. Not you. I was told this, I was told that. Okay, thank you very much. In workplaces, again, I didn't like something. I wanted to change it. I'm a change agent. When they didn't want things to change, I was a shit disturber. You know what I mean? And now I get paid to shift people.
Yeah.
It's shift with a silent F. So it's all the things that I am, in the sense that, yes, I was getting all this confirmation in the physical world.
Yeah.
I'm loud. I'm a communicator. I have a TV show, radio show. I can stand up and be heard and speak to 200 people and not blink.
Yeah.
I'd like to add a 0 to that number one day, like to go, okay, let's just do bigger. But again, it only reflected that I was able, like at 35, to look back and say, wow, look at who I am. See, your 20s are really about what you're not. You date people that aren't you. You find out things that don't work. Your 30s hopefully are about, getting the hang of what you do like, right? Finding the right people, the right jobs, the right, spaces, the activities that support you. And what I'm told, I mean, I'm at 46, so I'm in my 40s, is the 40s are living it. It's like actually, not caring what other people think so much, because you are who you are. It is what it is. Not to use that as an excuse for growth. I'm not trying to say you use that excuse. I have learned to be quiet. I have learned not to ask questions when not asked. So, to be a good coach, you have to know to pick your battles and, how to motivate people. But it's also recognizing that what people's comments are, that are negative, are actually reflecting your positive.
Yeah, and if you can reframe anything.
Right. You're the spin doctor, right? You know how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's true. If you keep that in mind, because like you, as a child, I was forever being told I was loud. Mm-hmm. Okay, my Aunt Kathleen used to drive her crazy, because like, oh my God, don't you ever stop. Right. I was a chatty Cathy in school, but I love to talk to people. I love to get to know people and know why. Even before Simon Sinek, I was always the curious one. Like, why do people do that? Or why? My growth as an adult came much later, because I didn't have my 20s and my 30s the way other people did. So so it's interesting that I'm 60 now. So,
You look great.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm 60 with a 12-year-old mind,
Yeah.
and very happy to stay that way, because I believe keeping some of that childlike wonder allows us to be open to what else there is. And so I embrace the new, and you know, I like the challenge of finding something new, trying something new. And in your field, how does that relate, that finding things new, and how does that relate to how you work with different clients from an intuitive perspective? Like
So
what?
every client is obviously different. They've had different past histories, life experiences, cultural, religious, influences, traumas. But at the end of the day, I see the human, meaning that I am one with the person across the chair from me. We all want to be heard and understood. We all want our children happy and healthy if you have children. You want to be appreciated, acknowledged, and I really believe everyone, even a lazy person, wants to contribute. The lazy person most likely was told that they were useless, and so they gave up trying.
Yeah, yeah.
The person that is quiet was never heard properly. So, I don't look at labels, because it's someone else projecting that on the 3-year-old, the 4-year-old, whatever it was. I mean, I work a lot with family of origin, emotional clearing at an early age. That's the training of shamanism that really wants to go to that, how was it back then, without reliving it.
Mm-hmm.
But beginner's mind is Buddhist. If you know everything, then you don't, why are you here? Like, if you know everything, you don't need anybody, any book or anything, which I think is the fully arrogant, ignorant, state. So for me, I keep myself engaged with learning. I always take courses. I'm always, as you see me out and about, I'm learning from other people. I work on myself on a daily basis. And I go see personally, like I go to my coach and my, healer to get worked on. I try to keep my knowledge base current, to keep my client tools kit active. But I relate to people in a way. I think what I've heard, especially from men, I work really well with men because I have a very strong alpha, female perspective. I talk to them straight. I don't need to use flowery language.
Yeah.
For me, God is everything. So if it's in a boardroom, I just talk about purpose and goal setting and a return on investments, but that's still success and that's still service, so I don't need to use spiritual language to make it. I'm direct, I'm blunt. If I need to say sorry, I say sorry. If I am flexible enough to take different approaches with clients, even mid healing session or mid coaching session. It's like, oh, this isn't working, I better try this. Let's try something else. So you keep your mind curious, you keep your skills, honed, and you keep, my end goal is of service. So I pray and meditate every day that every person I come in contact with is better off. I've left a positive footprint or heart print, or heart link with that person, which is generally the feedback of most of my clients. Of course, there are people, I'm not going to lie, there are people I did not get along with. There are people, in 8,000 that don't want to talk to me, don't like me, and I'm okay with that. Like, the frequencies don't match. I don't want to be liked by everybody. I actually don't want to coach everybody. While yes, I want more business and I want to help more people, I have a very specific group of people I want to work with who are active, engaged, authentic, balanced professionals that are seeking personal and professional growth. I don't want to have to pull someone along. I want someone who will do the work or is willing to learn to do the work and try. So again, I think it's keeping myself clear on why I'm here. The why is always sort of pushing me. I'm here to be of service. And when that well dries up, I know I'm flexible enough and adapt that I can go get a job These days, you know, I'm actually happy to look at working back in a corporation. I'm actually entertaining that idea, I'll be honest with you, because I've been to some really cool corporate events that have reassured me that the light is in organizations, that there are good people, you know, behind the glass doors and, you know, running the country and government and doing all kinds of good stuff in corporations. And again, it's the corporation mindset has changed, like the Shopify's, you know, the Googles, the, you know, even the new federal government hopefully will be, you know, expressing, I've heard from very high ups that they're, let's say they're optimistic that the new guard is coming through, the new, what's the word? The new philosophy is going to be
the new culture.
Yeah, the new culture. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. You know, going to be trickled down. And again, it's regardless of your politics, whatever color you are, you know, you just want people engaged in their workplaces. You want people doing the right thing with money for others, or, you know, corporate, or whether you're doing a volunteer group. Like, again, I think transparency is integrity. It's coming back online as a mandatory. So how can you be a transparent person? How can you be in integrity in your life? Or where aren't you? That's a really good question, is where am I not in integrity? Mine will be my physical body. You know, I've let my weight go. I've let my diet go. I frankly don't care. I mean, this is the sadness where I'm at. And, you know, without a body, I can't be a good mom. I can't physically hold myself up in the world. I lend myself open to criticism online when I'm not looking my best. That is the sadness of my public world, which you know of. Again, recognizing that, here's my own flaw. I'm not that motivated yet to change. So I still take an attitude of, I need to work on this. It is okay. Radical acceptance means you accept it. It is what it is. I do the best I can in each moment to make a better choice, like perhaps drink more water, or have, you know, not a cookie instead of something else, instead of that's the more healthier. And I love my body the way it is. Like, I have to love the thing I hate so that I can change it. If you hate the thing you hate, it creates resistance.
And it literally eats you up.
Right. And again, through emotions, I could be doing more emotional eating that's going to add more weight to my body than accepting it is what it is and loving the size 16 that I am. And, you know, oh, well, this is my body for now. I know I can make it smaller and I can make it bigger. I have flexibility with that. So again, it's to go with love. Like, it sounds weird. It's not romantic love. It's self-appreciation, worthiness. And again, it's about allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Like, I don't know how to explain it. When I speak, when I teach, people have always commented, this is just who I am. I'm authentic. I will tell you if I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad day, and yet I can still pull out a great workshop. You know, I'm not going to tell you everything's okay if it's not, in the sense that I don't think serving the public with a lie, like, too many of my colleagues are, everything's great, life is perfect, life is perfect, life is perfect. Well, right now, actually, life isn't perfect. And people are having imperfect reactions to it, are wondering why they're alone. And they're not. The whole community, everybody's going through something right now. And but to give them the tools. See, the trick is not to stay in anger, not to stay in victimology, not to stay wounded. It's to stay, okay, resourceful. So I feel like crap today. What can I do about it? Should I go meditate? Should I go chant? Should I breathe? Should I go for a walk? Should I pray? Should I put on a guided meditation? And every one of us during a day can do something like that at your work desk, at your iPod or your phones. You know, something can be done every day to shift towards the positive, and always pointing your compass at true north. And, you know, the tools these days, there's apps for this now. This is a fantastic part of this. This is like now becoming common language.
I love the fact that there are apps. There are apps you can put on your computer, your phone, your tablet, there are wonderful little mindfulness meditations that don't take long, but it just sort of gives you those moments that you need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, earlier when you were talking about, you know, there were people that you didn't get along with or you couldn't serve. Well, in my estimation, that's a good thing, because
Right.
if everyone got along with everyone and there were no issues, there would only be two people. Okay, like, sorry, but you know, I tend to bring things down to their most simple, but
Yeah.
that's the only way that would be feasible. So, you know, we are flawed, we are human, and that's what allows us to have empathy for others,
Mm-hmm.
is because, you know, quite frankly, nobody's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
If you aim, my aim every day is to try and improve 1% in some area of my life.
Nice.
Okay, because I believe, to me, learning, it's like air. I
Yeah.
can't I can't live without air. Well, I can't live without learning either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know that about me. It's you
Can
know,
I tell you why?
that's the fact.
Can I tell you why? I've been wanting to tell you this ever since I've met you. So, on a spiritual, metaphysical space, you
Hmm.
are a textbook earth angel.
Oh,
So, an earth angel is a term that was coined by Doreen Virtue. She's famous in the angelology world. She's been on
yeah,
Oprah and whatever. She does her thing. And everyone now has taken that term and used it as common metaphysical language. So, an earth angel is either a woman or a gay man on earth living a human life that acts like an angel for others in their physical life and life purpose. So, Oprah Winfrey is the most famous earth angel that I
wow.
can give you as in terms of thing. Now, earth angels were designed to have difficult early years, like difficult childhoods or life experiences, like death, divorce, disaster, disease. You've had a few of those.
Check, check, check.
Yeah, to transcend them, like to survive them,
Yeah.
to transcend them, and to show other the people out of the hell.
Wow.
Yeah. And our earth angels are also great entrepreneurs. They're great mothers, teachers, nurses, healers, speakers. They do lots of things actually. But the earth angel, once they know that they're here to be an agent of change, let's just say that.
Yeah.
When you pray, meditate, intend, visualize, whatever verb suits your current philosophy. When I say pray, I mean global. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't like it's whatever. Access information. And you actually say, Elaine, let me serve and show me the way. And you ask the divine, the cosmos, the divine intelligence to work through you. You would be amazed the amount of miracles you will make for your clients, yourself, and those you love and those you serve. And I teach this spiritual leader kind of concept when I do my workshops and stuff, because I'm one myself, but I expect everyone to be around me.
Yeah.
In the sense that we all can act on behalf of others, but knowing why you are an earth angel, meaning you're here to be of service. It's the word teacher and the word nurturer / healer. So I would suggest that a lot of the work you're doing is therapeutic. So you and I know, conversating with people, you're getting into their story. When you personally are trying to uncover their marketing, who are you? You've got to unravel their noise, right? Their story. There's lots of stories that people tell each other or tell themselves. So you're a storyteller, you're a therapist, you're a teacher, you're a communicator. And when you intend to be of service for others, I guarantee anyone who tries this mantra, it's a form of St. Francis's prayer that Oprah used to say. She says a form of it. Again, it's not religious. It's not meant to be. I mean, St. Francis is a Catholic saint, but it was meant to be a devotion to the
Yes.
universe prayer. And you could bastardize it as much as you want. You could change the words, make it suit you. You would be surprised what kind of houses you can sell, clients you can get, words you can write and get bestsellers out of. Like I've done it for so many clients. But they have to be put back in their original state of service. And yours is an earth angel. And you can Google this. There's a bazillion books online and available to you. And I would challenge you to work with that spiritual side. So crystals, energy work, angels, healing, anything like that would be right up your alley, because it is part of your natural matrix. And
Wow.
everyone has a life purpose. Everyone, I can cold read people. I've done this on television a million times. Like, everyone is something.
Yes.
And they have an organizing energy field that they emit from. Now that changes. So as an earth angel, you could be artist, then you could be author, then you could be mother, then you could be like leader. And so, you know, the tasks can change, but the organizing pulsation won't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's incredible. Thank you very much for sharing that with me. A lot of what you said really resonates and makes a number of things make sense.
Yeah, there's a really good book, The Assertiveness of Earth Angels, which I think will speak to why you had some challenges. It is by Doreen Virtue, so this is a good author for the angel world.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think it'll explain why things are the way they are, or were the way they were, and give you some insights on how to continue moving forward. So you've naturally come through it.
Yes.
And I'm trying to tell people to find out who you are first and help the universe help you. Like, you know, don't make it a 50-year-old question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let the kid find out at 3, you know, 6, 10. Don't try to, you know, because now you have to erase all the mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah. Very big eraser.
The unraveling, the great unraveling.
Yeah.
Who am I not, you know?
Wow. This has been fascinating. All I could imagine and even more. So, Jennifer, what I usually do at the end of a show, and we've gone over time, people, but that's because it was so interesting. I always ask my guests to leave our audience with something that, you know, you can implement in your life, be it personal or business, immediately. Just one little tip or tweak that a person can use to...
Yeah, it's more of a question and answer, especially around holidays, around the chaos of this, you know, these months of different cultures celebrating different things. It's ask yourself, will this activity or this thing serve me? Will it help me get where I need to go? So it's for shopping, like you know, the whole financial, is this a need or is this a want? Okay, that's the baseline for financial. But in terms of an energetic, will this bring something beautiful into my life? Like if you hold up the t-shirt, will this serve me? Well, if you need it for Santa Claus costume, okay, yeah, for the play, it might serve you.
Yes.
But if it won't, and it just makes you feel better in a moment, you can put it down knowing that it's not something beautiful that you need to bring into your life. Will this vase serve me? Oh, this pretty thing on the shelf. Look at this twinkle, twinkle. Okay, you pick it up. Will it bring beauty into my living room? Yes, it will. Oh, then I'm bringing it home.
Okay.
Also do with activities. Oh, Jen, come to this party, go to this thing. Like you and I know, you and I operate in some of the same circles. This event, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And by the way, you're supposed to be a mom of a 3-year-old and put him to bed. Okay. So now you got to pick and choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So should I go to this event? Will this serve my purpose or my, like my profession? If it's a networking event, will this serve me? That's the question you want to ask. Marketing 101, you know this, Elaine. Yeah. People don't want to miss out on something.
Oh, yeah, FOMO.
There are so many webinars. There are so many events, my own included, yours included. We all put our, you know, craziness on the schedule and let's go. But will this serve me? I look at the event. I find out, I try to find out if someone's going that I know, and then I meditate on it and say, will this time spent here serve me personally as a human being for our social, for connection with a friend, as a friend, or professionally, you know, as a coach, leader, you know, teacher, speaker. So I have to pick and choose financially, personally. Financially, I have to pick and choose. I have to pick and choose time-wise. I'm a mom. I got to be home for my little guy. I waited this long to have them. I'm not going to have them screwed up because I'm one of those moms. Okay. But at the same time, that's my business. So I have to be out and available. I have to pick and choose. Now do it from a heart-centered space.
Yes.
You know, will this course bring me to where I want to go? Don't follow the money. I have so many clients taking academic courses that will mean nothing to them.
Yeah.
They're worried about, you know, their future. Worry. If it's a worry feeling, that is not the right answer. You do something out of a joyful response, an interest, a passion, a drive, but not a fear. If it's fear-based, you say no. If it's joy-based, you can say yes. Even the joy-based ones, I would love to go to every party at Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot. So what will serve me? If it's strategic alignment with my in-laws, I gotta go.
Yeah.
If it gives me brownie points with the in-laws, well, guess what? That's strategic. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, I may have other things to do that day, but make it happen. That's family stuff. We all have to negotiate with family issues, like family events, perhaps, or, you know, things. But when it comes to social and professional, you know, will it serve me to be there? Well, maybe it's smart for you to be seen by the director that you went to that lunch and learn,
Yeah.
and show that you're open, even though you don't really understand it all. Maybe it will bring me something. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's internalizing something as a choice point, making it a heart-based decision.
Okay.
When you have a decision to make, put your hand on your heart, take a moment, take a deep breath in, deep breath out, connect to your body, connect to the divine intelligence that lives within you. Will this serve me? And go for a yes or no impulse. Obviously, there could be a maybe, there could be an I don't know answer. And then that's when you would extrapolate, Elaine, the cost, the timing, the risk of each event. Can I mitigate it? So if I needed to get a babysitter and I would piss my husband off, the chances are less likely that I'm going to go.
Yeah.
If it fits my schedule and it's still a question mark, I'll go as an adventure.
Yeah.
You know, so we all have finite time. We all have finite resources. Even the rich people, like, you know, it doesn't really matter how many zeros you have. So it's to pick and choose what will serve you from a heart-based space, love versus fear.
Oh, that's such a good point. Love versus fear. Such a really good point for us to end on. Now, remember, everybody, I'm going to be sure and put up the links that Jennifer spoke about, not just to Jennifer's page, but also to the book by Dan Mellman and to Doreen Virtue's stuff. And we'll even put up the question, will this activity or will this event serve me? So that you'll have lots of places to go to check it out. In this incredible holiday season, thank you so much, Jennifer, for joining us.
Thank you, Elaine. It's honestly, you know, as you have said, we've orbited around each other for so long. And again, intuitive, saw your ad on Facebook, and I said, well, I'm in business. I can go on that show. So,
Yeah.
you know, I figured that. Yeah.
And see, here I figured you were too busy at this time of year.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so I'm very appreciative. I also want to say Happy Hanukkah, because we're right in the middle.
Yeah,
of
we're on the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and upcoming Kwanzaa, Ramadan, Christmas, all of that coming up. Enjoy your friends and family. Have the best time you can have. Be present in the moment, each and every moment. I'm Elaine Lindsay of True Social Media, your host here at Business Banter Plus TV. We'll see you in a few weeks. So in the meantime, make it matter. Bye-bye, Jennifer.
Bye, Elaine. Thank you, everyone.